And there we go. Welcome everyone to the September 10th, 2025 Dover Conservation Commission hearing. First thing we'll do for this evening is we'll do a roll call. Amy, are you here? Anna Nagy?
Here.
Jim McLaughlin?
Here.
And John Sullivan, I'm here.
Thank you.
So with that, I'm going to, this public meeting is being held virtually pursuant to Mass Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, which extends through June 30th, 2027, and gives us the ability of public bodies to meet in a fully remote manner. You may join this meeting by linking the Zoom link on the agenda that is also located at the town website. Obviously, those who are here have already done so. Welcome. Prior to start, why don't we, is there anybody here who has a question about something that is not on tonight's agenda? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move right ahead and move to a notice of intent on Wilsondale, which we now have a number for, I guess. The stream culvert replacement. Janet, why don't you bring us up to date?
Sure. So this is a continued hearing, and we were waiting just on two items. The first was the DEP number that has been assigned, and that's 0936. We requested a letter from the homeowner at 58 Wilsondale, since some of the temporary work, will be done on private property. Kevin McCabe, the DPW director, did submit a formal right of entry permission that was signed by the homeowner at 58 Wilsondale. So with that, I think all the information has been received. All the issues have been addressed. We did not receive any technical comments from DEP with the number. So I'm assuming they have no issues. So I would recommend, unless there are any other questions or concerns, that the commission vote to close the hearing, that they vote to approve the one waiver request, which is to allow disturbance within the 50-foot no disturbance setback. Since there are no other alternatives, and the area will be restored to its original condition. And then there are 5 recommended special conditions.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to close the hearing. Well, actually, before I do that, does anyone have anything that they, any questions concerning this?
Oh, John, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I also wanted to mention that Jim, who is joining us tonight, Jim McLaughlin, Commissioner, was not at the original hearings on this, but according to the state Mullen rule, he is allowed to vote on this as long as he has reviewed the information submitted. I did send him the PowerPoint that was presented. And so I believe he's reviewed that, and so he is eligible to vote.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. Okay, given that, and hearing no further questions, I'll entertain a motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close the hearing.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. Okay. So first we'll vote on the granting of the waiver for work done within is it 50 feet, Janet?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion for such a waiver. Anybody want to say so called?
Sure. Move to. Go ahead, Amy, if you want to go.
No, go ahead.
Move to grant the waiver requested for work taking place inside the 50-foot buffer zone.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Amy?
Aye.
Anna?
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Okay, next I'll entertain a motion to grant the looking for to approve the notice of intent for DEP 144-0936, incorporating the five God, I'm losing my vocabulary. What do we call it? Special conditions, as noted by Janet.
So moved.
Move.
Okay, thank
perfect.
you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Amy,
Aye.
Anna,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Okay, so I don't know if Kevin's here, but he'll get in touch with Janet and before commencing there. Let's see. Next is 38 Mill Street, replacing the existing garage. And Janet, why don't you bring us up to speed?
This is a continued hearing. They have addressed all the issues that were brought up at a previous meeting. We are still waiting for the DEP file number, so we cannot close. I know the applicant was in touch with DEP, and they still had not received the NOI application. So the applicant is going to be sending that to them. I know they are short-staffed. DEP is short-staffed in terms of the filing assignments, but we will need to continue that.
Was that submitted? How long ago did we receive that? Was that 2 meetings ago?
Yeah, 2 meetings ago. Yeah.
And was it, is the applicant here this evening?
No,
Do we know if if they're were they represented by an engineering or was it Rob Truax or?
yes, I believe it was Rob Truax.
Okay, so that's typically done electronically.
No,
was-
actually it has to be done by hand with the check. It's a paper copy to DEP with the check. Yeah, the regional office.
No, I understand they do that, but don't they also get it electronically?
They may get it electronically as well, but they have to get a paper copy. They still are requiring a paper copy with the check.
And do you know if that was sent certified mail to them?
Rob Truex copied me on his communications with DEP, and DEP said, we still need the hard copy from you. And that was about a week and a half ago.
So had they received the paper copy, but just not the check, or have they not received anything?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I just
Because
know-
I'm one of the questions I have for town council when they have open hours next week is what happens on a statutory basis if somebody submits something and 30 days goes by and we don't have a number, whether there's anything we can do on that. But here it seems like we're having some confusion over whether or not a DEP received a full application. Is that correct?
That's right. And there's no time frame on when we're required to close the hearing. Because
I'm
because
not clear on that, frankly. I believe there's a statutory, once things have been accepted from us, if people go ahead and get permission to, or grant permission to extend the hearing, I think that's one thing, but I think we do have a statutory limit in terms of when we're supposed to come up with a judgment. And we can look into that just to clarify that.
okay, that's not my understanding, and it's actually in our bylaw and in the DEP regs.
I'm hearing that. I have used it in development projects before, so I know it exists. So let's just clarify, because it might have been something that came up since those developments. But it's there is generally there's an ability to control how long something like this goes on, especially for minor things. So we'll get, hopefully next week we'll have things answered on both what information DEP has as well as the statutory requirements there. For that, what we're looking for would be a notice of continuance from the applicant. So Deb, if you can contact Rob Truax and request that, please. Okay. Next, we have a certificate of compliance request for 4 Strawberry Hill Road. Want to fill us in, Janet?
Sure. This was a project for a septic replacement system. And they submitted their certificate of compliance request. I did do a site inspection. They submitted the certification letter from the PE. And all work was done in conformance with the order of conditions. So I recommend approval with the 4 permanent conditions as outlined in the order of conditions.
Okay, thank you. So on a COC, I don't think do we have to close a hearing for a COC?
No.
I don't think so. So I'll entertain a motion to grant the COC in incorporating the 4 permanent conditions.
So moved.
So, thank you. Do I have a second? Second, anyone?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in
Sorry, I was
favor?
muted.
Oh, okay. All in favor, Amy?
Aye.
Anna?
Aye.
Jim?
And
And myself. Okay, excellent. Next is a certificate of compliance request for 45 Yorkshire Road. And Janet?
So this was a project for landscaping improvements with all native plantings within the riverfront of the Charles River. We received a certificate of compliance request. I did do a site inspection. All work was done in compliance with the order of conditions. In fact, they planted more native plantings than was required, so that was a nice change. So I recommend approval of the certificate of compliance with our 4 permanent conditions.
Okay, great, thank you. I'll entertain a motion to grant the certificate of compliance.
So moved.
Okay, do I have a second, please?
second,
Thank you. All in favor, including the 4 permanent conditions. All in favor, Amy,
Aye.
Anna,
Aye.
Jim,
aye,
and I'm an aye. Great, thank you. Let's see. I believe that covers us for our public hearings for the evening. So everyone can go home now. See, it's so sad that Sarah's not here to move things along. Anyway, so then we're looking at commission work here. So Anna, why don't you give us an update on land management?
Sure. We started our bog bridge, so we're very excited about that. Which is sort of the main update because I don't think we've met since last meeting. We're gonna have a trail work day on the 21st, which is probably going to be putting in plank bridges in spots that get puddles but don't merit full construction, because I don't think we're going to be far enough along on the bog bridge to like move the actual pieces, but it's happening. Let's see, and then we meet later in the month. And oh, I think let's see, someone was out. We talked about this. The beetles are working away / they're moving into their next life cycle stage. But wasn't Mark going to come, Janet, to talk about mowing or other needs? Was that this meeting or next meeting?
So I have been exchanging phone messages with him. I did put him on notice and I copied everyone. We did not want him to mow the fields.
Yep.
And then his question was, okay, but please follow up and tell me what you'd like me to do at 46 Springdale. And so we do need to discuss that tonight because he's getting things in order. And he could not come to the meeting tonight. So I'd suggest, I think what should probably be done, and I think requested that Lori give us a summary of all our land management work on our different properties and what the budget was, but I don't think we got that. So
Mhm.
we need that. I do not have the time to work to compile that, so I think maybe,
I will try to contact Lori
okay,
to see if she'll, because I know that she did work on it and she had it. And I'll
Okay.
also check to see if I got anything from last year that I might be able to use for this year. Janet, when he mentions what work to have him do on 46 Springdale, are we talking just a mowed path, or what other options do we have besides mowing there?
so I want to draw on everyone's knowledge here. I believe we have generally had him do a perimeter path about maybe 8 feet wide to allow
Mhm.
people to walk. Does that sound right?
I
Amy?
I
That's
thought that was done by Park and Rec or by the Hunt Club.
That's what yeah, I was under the same impression.
I think one
But
year we had the vendor do it, who we used up at Whiting Larrabee. I can't think of his name, Tree Work Pro, maybe. And I remember he did the path around the perimeter. So I think Mark could do it as well.
Sure,
Yeah,
Mark
I
can
guess-
do it. It just doesn't make any, I mean, it's kind of
it's a lot of moving of stuff
it's a lot of
for
moving
fairly
his stuff
minor.
around.
Is there, but he's
if
already
you-
done Haven, and did he cut Main Street as well? Does anyone
No.
I
know
don't
about?
think
think
he's cut
s-
Main
oh,
Street.
okay.
Because it kind of
No.
looked a little clumpy, but I wasn't sure. Jim?
No, I don't think so. No, it doesn't look like it. I know he cut
Okay.
Haven, but I don't think he's cut
Yeah,
Main.
he
Because that was
hayed
always the
he
one.
hayed Haven, but the Main Street he can't hay
Right.
because of the
Yeah, with the
cypress
spurge.
spurge.
Yeah.
So we just need him
I
to
can't wait to see how the Beatles go.
mow
I know.
it. Yeah. And then the other thing that they have that he and Henry have traditionally done as well is Dedham Street. Or at
Oh,
least
we could do
last
that.
year they did Dedham Street.
Yeah, he's done it for a few years.
hmm So I think normally we get a quote from him for that.
Yeah.
And so Deb, I will I'll contact you probably not between 8 and 10 tomorrow, but next week
Okay.
relative to number one, if I get any information from Lori or if I find any, so that we can compile that and also communicate with Mark to get a quote from him.
I'm looking at the 24 estimates,
Yeah. Oh, good.
and Valley Farm was 1,200, Haven Street was 605, Springdale was 2,500, and Dedham Street was 3,000.
Okay.
Dedham
okay.
Street, they did a lot more brush hogging than they did mowing.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, it's kind
So
of
they
rough in
made-
there.
He
in the-
did
in the front.
he did a great job. I mean, he weed whacked and he whatever you call it, the weed whacker with the blade. He went all the way around
Oh, the
under
brush cutting.
Yeah.
under the well, I think a brush cutter, whatever, underneath the railings, and really cleaned up even the side of the road. It was really
Mhm.
really nice job.
So, Jim, run this by me again. We got Dedham at 3.
So Dedham was 3K,
Yeah.
Springdale was 2,500,
Because
Haven
he takes
Street was
away
60. Yeah, Haven Street was 605 because he hays it,
Right.
and Valley Farm was 1,200, and that was the 2024 annual maintenance.
and the Springdale is bigger because he actually baled it and picked up the bales and took them away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas Valley Farm on Main, I think he just mows it.
He lays it. Yeah, he just lays it down.
Yeah. So,
And sometimes in the past we've had him brush hog the exterior of both of
Of
the
Main,
Valley
yeah,
right.
Farm
Yeah.
properties, both
Yeah.
Main and Haven.
He usually brush hogs it when he cuts it. You know what I mean? He comes in one day and does both with the brush hog.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
he did
Yeah,
originally.
yeah, but I think in sometimes we haven't necessarily asked him to do the
Mhm.
some years we've had him do more extensive perimeter brush hogging
Yeah.
that
Well, I
just,
think when we started around 5 years ago, when we really were paying attention for the first time to some of those, and
Yeah.
especially Haven had gotten really overgrown.
Yeah.
He did that.
No, it looks
Also,
good.
highway
mean, I
department
just-
helped on that too.
Yeah,
Okay,
it looks
so
good.
I just a quick question, folks. Then, if if Deb and I are able to make contact with Mark next week, and he has pricing that is similar to what was just outlined, does anyone have an issue with us having him proceed?
No,
Okay.
I think the only change we should make this year is just skipping the middle of Springdale's we've talked about and just charge on ahead with what we're doing.
Okay.
so does that mean we want him to do
The path.
the outside piece or not?
Let's find out what if it's something we can.
Well, find out.
Yeah.
So I will note that the Keens are going to be doing Springdale Field for DLCT sometime in the next couple of weeks before
Mhm.
Springdale Field Festival on the 4th of October.
All right.
So if
And
we
what are they?
if we only want a perimeter mowing, the Keens might be another alternative.
Yeah, my only concern they have if they haven't done it before, I don't know if they know exactly where to do it.
Well, I think they could probably see because there's a path there now,
A
right?
little bit of it left. Okay,
Yeah.
So good point. I'm fine with that because any
But-
idea
Yeah.
what they charge you for that field?
No, Stephen arranges all of that.
Oh, okay.
They
No,
give-
I think
They give DLCT a good price.
no. So I think
Well,
I'm-
because they've traditionally done Pegan for us as well, so.
oh, okay. So they're just down the street. While they're doing that, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but if Mark is kind of, I mean, in
If
some
it's too much
ways-
work to justify the cost or something.
In some ways, he's not that far away if he's at Haven at the Main Street Valley Farm. So
Mhm.
maybe it's not such a big deal for him.
Well, we'll check with them on 46 as well for the path. Okie doke.
But
Um,
Amy, did you say sometimes that the Norfolk Hunt Club has done the perimeter path in the past?
Right, when they've used it for a hunter pace or for a hunt and oh, I do have the fixture card. I can tell. Maybe I can tell if
I
they're
mean,
gonna use it.
We don't have to shove the work onto the hunt club if we don't want. Like, we can't do it.
well, they
I just don't see any.
they always seem willing to help because they enjoy the fruits of
It's true.
Yeah, I don't. You should ask Sarah for sure, but I don't see any hunts that are obviously going
Coming up.
there.
So it's fine. We have two options there. One would be the Keens and the other would be Mark. And so if
And the
you
third would be the hunt club.
mhm.
We
But
will have a
But
path.
I don't see any obvious hunts that are going through that. Sometimes they hunt from there or near there and from 50, but they don't see that this year. Maybe they
Mhm.
haven't developed a relationship with Gary Mitchell yet.
Okay, doke.
And I just wanted to mention that the land management group, our goal is to more formalize how the land is now managed and what the budget is, put that into a more formal form where there's like an annual work plan, so that every year we don't have to like revisit this and wonder like, what did we do? And
Yeah.
also think about perhaps bringing Bill on again to help us look at all of our conservation land and start prioritizing what needs to be done next.
Yeah.
So that's sort of in the works.
Mhm,
Yep.
mhm. Yeah, I think that we have that management budget. Go ahead, Anna.
No, Amy was trying to talk.
I just
No.
wanted, it's, if we're done with this topic, it's another land management thing I
Sure.
wanted to bring up, which is
Mhm.
Sure.
Dover Days. Are you guys
Mhm.
gonna
Yes.
be, I'm assuming or hoping that Rick and Greg are putting something together to engage the young and the old
Yes.
and get some volunteers for you guys. So
Yes. So their plan right now
remind
is to
them.
bring. Oh yeah. Oh, they're cooking up ideas. Their plan right now
Okay.
is to bring Greg's electric truck and power a monitor so they can show people through the trails. To which I say there is way more power in that truck than you're going to need for a monitor. You should also bring the espresso maker. We will see if
Well,
that works.
the question is, where are they going to put the truck? Because they're not allowed.
I'm not sure. So
Yeah.
we also have the backup plan, I believe, is the super large battery we have sitting in our basement.
I think the super
Um,
large battery in your basement sounds like a better
So
option.
Yeah,
is
so
that
they're
like a prepper
Okay.
battery type size that can handle it for the whole day, or?
what
It's
do we
about
have it
5
on?
hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. For a computer and a monitor.
I mean, Dover Days runs for about 5 hours.
Oh,
It's
well, no,
10
I was just
10
saying
to
just,
3.
so, good. Looking forward to that. And we can
Yeah.
get to see the community center.
Stealing all the UPSs out of your house.
Right.
No, they mostly just sit here and keep the Wi-Fi on in case of power outage, so they can be
Okay.
deployed for a better use sometimes.
There you go.
Oh,
Okay,
John,
yes.
one other land management issue. Sarah sent an email to you, myself, and Amy, I think it was yesterday, indicating that there was a portion of conservation land behind the Cutler Farm on the way to the rail trail in between Hunt Drive and Farm Street, and it hasn't been maintained in a while. And the Norfolk Hunt Club was wondering if they could mow back there and fix a couple of the jumps. And I think,
Oh, I know this part.
It's the Taylor land.
yeah, what I'd suggest, well, I would suggest maybe she come with like a formal proposal that we can vote on at the next meeting, or do you feel like that's not necessary?
Well, they already do so much in so many of our other properties.
Yeah.
I kind of like photos to make sure I'm placing the right horse jumps back there, but I don't think we need to do a big proposal.
I mean,
Is there
I can show you it. I can tell you, Janet, I sent you the tax ID numbers if
Yep.
people want to look at it. It's between Hunt Drive and Medfield, the Medfield line.
Oh, I'm on the wrong side of Hunt Drive. Okay, that makes sense.
It's on the center/North Street side of the railroad tracks.
Okay, that makes sense. That seems fine to me. I don't think we need to do a full proposal,
And
but
it's the Taylor land. And in having her describe this and me looking at it, I actually found an encroachment on a so it's three parcels, two that the Hunt wants to improve, and then the third that a homeowner has extended their backfield into quite
nice.
extensively.
Was that lot 2? That the homeowner?
It's lot 48. It's 2148, I think, and it's number 2 Hunt Drive is
Yeah,
the
that's what I
owner.
thought. So yeah, where it goes out to an acute angle, and they opened up a little bit behind that.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
also encroached quite significantly on that piece of Medfield conservation land, that little funny triangle that's behind them as well.
Oh, I see. It's a small triangle, but
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
small triangle, but belongs to Medfield, not us, but
not
it's-
them. No.
it's got a shed and beehives. We just have beehives and field. But they
I
clearly
see.
took some
It's better.
trees down to create that field.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know when. I haven't gone back to Google Earth to look.
No, I have no idea. I have no
History.
idea how long the shed's been there.
Well, the shed we don't care about because the shed's in Medfield.
So the
Oh, we could send them a note, right?
The beehives, though, we might care about.
Okay.
well, I mean, frankly, if they came to us and asked if they could put beehives there, we probably wouldn't have much of an issue
Right,
with it.
but to cut down trees and make a field back there, we probably
Yeah.
wouldn't be so
Yeah,
keen on.
do-
So I'll
Problem
take a
then.
look at some history there.
And obviously the lot lines that Mass GIS puts up are not,
Yeah, they're plus or
you
minus.
have to go back and survey them to tell whether
Yeah,
you
I
really
would
got
say
a
that.
problem or not.
I would
but
say that, well,
it's-
like you said, the shed's not, if it's anything, it's a Medfield issue, but given the plus or minus for GIS, it's probably not an issue.
I don't know. I don't know. You'd have,
So, and then based on that, Amy, where's which lots are they,
the other two are, what did I say, Janet? They're the two ones that are towards the railroad tracks from
right?
the one I just described. And you
And
can kind of see a little bit of an opening in one of them.
And how does the Hunt Club access that?
Through the DLCT right of way across 12 Hunt Drive.
Okay, got it.
And then
So
and then it
when
goes
you,
into some Medfield conservation
so
land.
when you
I
say
think.
with them doing some improvements there, what is that?
They're talking about just mowing the field so it stays a field.
Oh, okay. So no tree cutting.
No, they're just
No.
they just want to mow because it's getting mucky.
Not fieldy.
There's
Yep.
a
Yeah,
bunch of
there's,
fields there, and then it goes into some Medfield town land, and you're going on and off the railroad tracks at that point
Right.
as well.
Mm-hmm. So,
And then you cut into Cutler and you cross and you go up through Cutler and across into the Polars, which used to be McLeod. So
I'm not, given that they're basically looking to maintain a field that is existing, I don't see us having a big problem with that. Does
they're
anybody
just
have any
being nice. They're just trying to
anyone?
be proper and ask permission
Yeah.
before they
No,
go and mow
yeah, which
fields.
is, so actually on this, why don't we just do a quick vote, entertain a motion to allow the Hunt Club to maintain the field on the two lots
Taylor
adjacent
property.
to, what's
It's
that?
called, we call it the Taylor, and
Okay,
I don't
along
know,
the,
somehow it's called the Taylor property. I don't know.
okay,
But that's
along
how
the
it's described
within the
somewhere.
Taylor property grant.
Can't find the deed, but it's the Taylor property.
Okay. So
Move to permit the Hunt Club to maintain the field on the Taylor property.
second, anyone?
Second,
Thank you. All in favor? Amy,
aye.
Anna,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Great. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, so just to let folks know, Debs has accepted the permanent replacement role for Lori. And
Yay,
Deb,
thank you. Congrats, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Deb, you were I assume you've already given your notice
Oh,
to
I have.
Sherburne?
Yeah,
And so
Last
when
Thursday.
what's that?
I gave notice
Last Thursday?
previous Thursday. Yep.
So will you be doing the full complement of hours starting next week, or how or is it still a transition, or how's that looking?
No, I think believe it or not, I added a couple hours this week and next week more,
Okay,
noticeably more. So
Okay.
that by Thursday of next week, yeah, I'm all yours.
excellent. Can you just send out a quick email of what your hours would be next week? So that
Sure.
if anyone has to swing by, appreciate
Yeah.
it. And welcome again.
Thank you very much.
Let's see. Let's see, did folks have a chance to review the July 23rd meetings, minutes?
So actually, John, those did not go out.
I was just wondering because I was gonna say that I didn't, but apparently that's why. So,
Why don't we defer those to the next meeting?
okay, so done. Are there any other discussion that folks would,
Review and approval of my August expense invoice.
oh, is that there? Oh, okay. Let me just pull that up. Did people have a chance to take a look at that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually, why am I not coming up with this? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think I know there's some onboarding there. I was just curious, Janet, as I was trying to figure out the math. The commission meetings you have on the top come out to around 5 hours.
Nope, 0.25 hours.
No, we had two of them, 2.75. Well, inspectors meetings, I'm sorry. That the inspectors meeting plus the commission meetings came out to be a total of 5.
That's right.
2.6. Okay. And then the non-applicant expenses came out to be 68.75.
Yes.
Okay. And then what I'm curious is so if I add 5 to that, I end up with 73.75. But on the subtotal, you had 87.5 hours.
Wait,
And I'm not sure where that's accounted for.
wait, let me, the non-applicant, which is all the non-applicants, that totaled 73.75.
Okay.
73.75.
Okay. And that included your commission and inspectors meetings.
Yes.
Okay. So that's 73. And then, so I thought the subtotal for that was be the 68 plus the 5. So the 87.5, which has another 14 hours there, is that from, I'm not sure where that came from.
5 is for the applicant, the regulatory review work, which are all the detailed invoices. The 7,
Right. So the detailed invoices, so I see that, so it's 87.5 hours is for all the other stuff.
all
Okay,
the,
for some reason, I just, the math wasn't mathing a little bit. So I'm looking at 63 plus 74. So you're the math major, Amy.
No, physics. I don't do that.
So, and then who uses it anymore? So anyways, so that basically the 70, 74, 58 is 12, 13. Okay, there we go. There's the 13,706 plus the 5 above. Okay. I was missing a number there. Now I figured it out. Thanks. So I'm surprised, frankly, because I know we had done some onboarding with the previous invoice. Is of this, it just seems for a relatively slow period of the year. Can you just help me get my head around why it still came in above 10 grand?
it may have seemed slow in the new permits that came in, but if
Mhm.
you looked at all of my 18 invoices,
Mm-hmm.
substantial amount of work that I do on current applications in terms of
Mm-hmm.
and enforcement. So even though the agendas, it doesn't look like we have a lot of heavy new permits, but we have a lot of permits in play that require my review, as well as enforcement situations, like 59 Main Street. And also the high school Chrome Rubber situation. There was a Freedom of Information Act that I had to respond to.
Mm-hmm. So 59 Main, which was the farm there, did we have a similar bill for that the previous month?
Yes, for the
Or
site,
even more?
for the site inspections, yeah. And
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just
I can tell you how that broke down. It was 6.5 hours, which
Mhm.
additional communications with the homeowner about questions about if we had to follow up on other wetland issues. Then for our land use department, several people, other departments were concerned about the work. So I had to do a memo to them and you were copied on that.
Mhm.
It was 1.75 hours in terms of the DEP enforcement question. So I had 2 meetings with them and then a follow-up communication. And then the homeowner who originally complained about this, Tom Preston, he
Mhm.
said, "What are you doing about this?" And I had a phone call and then a follow-up email. And you,
Mhm. Okay.
yeah.
Good. Well, that's helpful to know.
So that
Um,
a sense, I mean, there's a lot of phone communication and email and almost all of these permits are in first enforcement situations, which is, why I give you those details in my invoices.
no, I know, and I think, and I know some of these, especially with COCs and things like that, there just seems to be an awful lot of email that goes back and forth, or phone tag and so forth. It just seems like it's more complicated than it used to be, and I don't know if that's when, because they have attorneys involved, or I have no idea. I'm thinking of one of the ones we had on Troutport that uh, got very costly over a septic system. So,
The other thing
um,
is
go ahead.
I've instituted a number of what I think are safeguards and quality control issues, like
Mhm.
monthly progress reports, which I do review on about 20 projects every month, 20 active projects. And then our signage and bound requirements, which I think are very important, and our deed language, which are all safeguards to make sure owners know where the wetlands are. Those require, they call me, where can I get bounds? Where can I get signs? And it does require an extra site visit to make sure those are done right. But I think those are, that's a good investment in terms of wetlands protection.
Mhm. And do we have a handout at this point where we can send people where they can get their signs and the wording and so forth, so that just one PDF covers that?
Yes, yes. So generally, people contact their surveyors. So
Mhm.
will know what it is, but I have to send them the language, the very specific language and specs. And that is all that I have that on a basic PDF that I just have to send them.
Can
Mhm.
we get it online? Like put it on the Conservation Commission site? Like, I'm sure it'll take 6 weeks and a bunch of reminding folks in IT, but that will probably save time over the long run.
I've probably sent 20 different documents requesting that those go online. First, I've been here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Gina, can you send me a copy of those documents that you send out?
Sure.
Not, I mean, just like, not ongoing every time you send them out, just so that I have a copy of the wording and the vendors who, and as my question is, do we have vendors that we tell people where they can go, or do we leave it up to them to contact their surveyors?
There's one sign vendor that I recommend, but those are really easy to find. Most people just Google, sign maker wherever they are.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Permanent bound-
Yeah, I've seen the deer in the headlight with some of our applicants where they seem to be that seems to be a difficult part. So I just want to see what we can do to make that so it requires fewer phone calls and they can just get it done. So if you could send that to me, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, any questions concerning the invoices from any commissioners? Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve the invoice as submitted.
So moved.
Move.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I hear a second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Amy?
Aye.
Anna?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Okay. And let's see, agents report?
So let's see, the first one, we have two, Red Robin, They are still dragging their feet on the COC request. I have not heard from Paul McGovern since he was last here, but I guess I'll continue to do that. It's a little frustrating, but you know, as with our enforcement situations like 31 Springdale, we just are not, people are not responding. So I think
So with Red Robin, if I may interrupt, do you feel that there's some hesitancy on the part of Paul relative to Tetra Tech's involvement, and which part of that is conservation versus which part is the town review, or has that been clarified?
Quite honestly, John, I'm not sure how that was left. I just know he needs to get the COC request and as-built to us, and then we go
Mhm.
from there.
So does he owe us any money, or does he owe any of does he owe Tetra Tech any money for that, do you know?
I don't know. That was something
Okay.
that Lori had handled, and I know Deborah's trying to get a handle on what the balances are, but
Mhm. Okay. Why don't we, that's, as you just pointed out, that's, at the very least, he needs to submit for the COC regardless of what the dollar figures are, so that we can just get that in process. I agree with you there. Okay,
and
anything
then
else?
and then I had sent out the most recent monitoring results from the Chestnut Street Bridge, the oil spill there at the Charles River. I didn't know if people had questions. It appears that all the sampling results are coming in under any kind of threshold of concern. So that's good news.
Mhm.
12 and 15 Miller Hill, I sent out the spring monitoring report to all of you that had photos. It appears that the new growth is coming in okay. That most of the trees appear healthy and there's good seed germination. They have scheduled a September 22nd site inspection at 10:30 a.m. And so I'd encourage, if any members can attend, I'd encourage you to do so. Just to get a bird's eye view of what's happening out there.
And that is
Good. 22nd to 10:30?
10:30?
Is that right?
Monday, the 22nd at 10:30.
Okey-doke.
And then it would probably be appropriate after that site meeting to have all parties come in just for a little, perhaps a more formal review of where things are and then what still needs to be done.
Okey-doke.
And make sure the trustees are also happy with the work that's being done on the CR property.
Mhm. And I'm just writing a couple notes to myself. Give me a moment, please.
Janet, do we have any more information on that site visit, like park at 10:12 or?
I don't know where they've parked in the past. I'll try to get more information on that and send that out.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Let's see. So legal requirements for WPA and bylaw filing fees. I'm going to bring that to town council's attention next week, and just see if there's anything that they have to add to that. And then, while we're still, and so I don't forget as well. So one of the issues we've had is I got a phone call in from Will Mitchell for 31 Springdale, but I haven't had a chance to respond to find out what it was for. He had communicated with Rob Truax, so they were going to do some sort of surveying. But the other thing I've been getting is 6 Sterling. That is the Scalabrinis, and they have been asking Joyce to get out there to just do their final COC determination. And this sort of goes to what Janet had been talking about in terms of things that seem to take forever. And Joyce has not been able to get out there this for months, frankly. Kristen Scalabrini sent me photos. Everything seems to be thriving. Janet, do you know, because it would be very costly for her to try to find another engineer. Do we have an ability, you and me, for example, to go out there and compare plantings to the plan and, help her with a determination on that, or at the very least, give her an extension for getting her COC done?
Well, they don't need an extension, on a
Well,
COC.
it's gonna expire in next month, I believe, or maybe it's December. So she's concerned about that, and I know we appreciate the work that they've done there, but if we can't get a completion report out of Joyce, we don't want that to expire on her and cause an unnecessary expense. And I'm just wondering, everything seems to be flourishing.
Can we rope
What do
Paul
we-
into this somehow? Like he can go out and approve and recommend to us that we, I don't know, think it looks like it's flourishing.
That's not a bad idea. So okay, why
Yeah,
don't
it would
we
seem like we need a wetland scientist to
well, part of
that
it is we should be able to
it's
recognize certain things. I mean, after it was finally done, the question there is, there's loads of vegetation there. We can, I can
Right.
certainly identify much of it, but it's, we're having difficulty with surveyors and engineers.
right,
And
but that's why, I mean, I just think I think we need a professional to do it. I don't think, much as you and I can identify most plants,
I'm great
that's,
with iNaturalist, okay?
yeah.
yeah, no,
But,
I'm just saying,
but
frankly,
I think we need to, I think we can use Paul, or maybe we start, maybe we develop a more local Paul that can do these easier jobs more
mhm.
efficiently.
So,
I mean, Joyce was our Joyce would have been our previous go-to local person.
sure.
Just need to clone Joyce.
Well, we do, and from what I hear, she doesn't have much free time lately. So
No, I know that, but we
no,
need to
I'm saying
get her to recommend someone that's like her.
because Deb is here. I'm joking there. But no, as a matter of fact, there may be some is Karen Controne just from Westwood stopped in the other day when I was in the office with Deb. And obviously Deb Anderson, and so I think that would help us to focus on a fallback. I think Anna, your recommendation about Paul partly would be to see if we can, if we can get a quote from him. That'd be.
We still do need an as-built plan.
Mhm,
Because there was the pool, there were all sorts of structures. It
mhm.
wasn't just the
I
plan.
think, and that's I thought
we
there was
need
an interim plan that was done up with the pool, but I don't recall. So my hope was that there had been an interim plan and really we're dealing with that had been approved,
No,
I don't
informally.
think so.
No.
So anyway, we'll fall back on Plan B and C and D and see if we can help her out, because she's concerned. She's done all that she was supposed to do as far as she realizes.
But
Let's-
yeah, I just want to stress the difference, that there was some restoration to be done, but I mean, they did a substantial building expansion and we
Mhm.
an as-built plan.
No, all this was based on, at some point there had been an as-built built, at least for the building inspector. I just didn't know whether, I thought for some reason a plan had already been surveyed and that Joyce's only thing to do was to come back um, for reviewing the plants. I can check with Rob Truax because that would be where the plans would be if they did do a interim as-built. for the
Okay.
structures.
Excellent.
So
Yeah.
So if this is, I mean, this is the ongoing struggle, right? I mean, 31 Springdale, 6 Sterling. Is this something we could extend at no cost?
yeah, I think that's the concept of at least extend it's an enforcement action that we're awaiting a filing on for 31, but for Sterling, I think I will contact Kristen and just tell her just to take some pressure off her that we would
Yeah.
have no problem extending this. Does
Yeah.
anyone have an issue with before I promise her that with an extension that is not based on her fault?
Nope.
No, but I think we should make sure that we should try and figure out whether she needs an as-built or whether she just needs a percent survival.
Yeah.
I can
So
confirm that we do need an as-built. There's
Okay,
no-
if we don't have the as-built, then she's got
yeah,
a
then it
bigger
needs
problem,
right.
and it's not
So
just.
we'll get a I'll talk to her. Number one, let her know that's what we need, but which may be something that Rob can handle. And then we'll and then Janet, can you just take a look at the files and see whether or not there was any updated file at all? Any plan that showed any of the work having been completed relative to
Okay.
the structures?
Yep.
And because I was of a similar, I thought that something like that had been done at one point. We were just waiting for the planting percentages. So it just would be helpful. Let's see. So that's regarding 6 Truax. Ooh, Kaduk. And
And then
then
has there been any movement on 31?
yeah, so 31, he finally got Rob Truax to I called Rob and asked him to answer his calls or
Yeah.
and so they've communicated, and apparently they're going to go in and get a survey done. When I spoke with Rob, he had the plan right at hand. He pulled it up. We went over a bunch of things, and so I will double check with him and get an update on when that's supposed to happen.
And
But
Scott never did
it's
anything with it, or is Scott
What's
still
that?
doing it?
What's that?
Is Scott, did he do
No,
anything
so
with
yeah,
it?
so you missed some stuff there. So
I
basically,
missed that one, yeah.
yeah, no, and we've so basically Scott came back with a phenomenally high price to finish everything up there, even though they'd done a lot of the work that we couldn't that Will Mitchell couldn't afford, and he didn't understand why all of a sudden it jumped up $5,000 or $6,000. So and so the main thing we're looking at was a survey of both the property line and a culvert he put in, and that shouldn't be an $8,000 bill. So in the Rob Truax when with GLM had done the septic system on that property within the last 10 years or so. So he has all the compass points and everything in his computer. So, but then he wasn't answering calls because JLM had broken up, and so he didn't recognize Will Mitchell, and they're very busy. So, so I talked to both of them, and now it's up to me to go back and just double check and see if they're on track now. Let's see, Janet, online permitting?
So the town has been making good progress in terms of getting prepared to go online with our online permitting effort at the new year. The goal is by January 1. So I've been working with our consultants in getting our forms in order, what the workflow is with our other departments. And so this will probably take a substantial amount of my time going into the rest of the year, the closure of this year. But I think ultimately it's going to save a lot of time. Everything can be viewed online. There's not going to be need multiple calls. It also will be, the public will be able to go online and see where a project is, look at all the documentation, the site plans. So it's all good. A couple other things. I think you all saw the email that Zaga's appointment is on the Board of Selectmen's September 16th agenda for their vote. So hopefully by the next meeting, we'll have her on board as a voting member, and won't have quorum issues. And then I also, John, if you're going to be contacting Lori, unfortunately, Deborah is still not able to get into the
Oh, right.
commission's documents. And if we could just get Lori's password, this has been a real problem for both Deborah and myself in getting forms out. There are all sorts of templates that Lori
Mhm.
used to get our permits out, and we've had to do everything go back by scratch because
So last time I was in the office, Deb, so you had access to a few of them, but not all of them. Is that where,
Right. Yeah, that
so
was-
IT said, oh yeah, everything's fine, but it turned
Yeah.
out not
Yeah,
to be
but
fine.
not really fine.
Oh, okay.
And there
So
were,
I'll
you know,
so I'm gonna check with Lori about getting her I'm sure she has a spreadsheet somewhere that is maintenance and mowing and then also going to password for documents and
well,
um,
and John, it's actually, it's public documents. It's all past emails that we've received that are critical
mhm,
for us to see what's been done in the past, but also, everything else that is on the computer, on the commission drive, is
mhm.
we need access to all of that. And it's,
Well, one of the idea, I'm aware of that, and that's where when I talk to her about passwords, that will be what, will be discussed. One of the things I noticed was that when Deb supposedly, according to IT, had access, when she went to pull things up on the drive, it didn't have much on the drive. And
right.
so it's, there's some directory that's not opening up there. I'll talk to her about if she deigns to respond. I'll talk to her about where those documents are.
okay,
And,
thank you. That's it.
You,
Okay,
Okay.
I have
that would be great.
one thing for Janet was that because of DLCT, I spoke with Ian, I forgot his name from Eversource about the transmission line that they're going to be tunneling under the river for in 2020, late 2026. At Chestnut, under the Chestnut Street Bridge,
Mhm.
replacing the line that was leaking. And they're going to be they're just doing some work to help plan the project. So they're not really submitting anything, but they're going to be doing test pits for the project just to understand what's down there, mostly having to do with utilities and other subsurface stuff that Dover doesn't have. But I was like, well, if you're going to be digging anything within the riparian, you should probably be talking to Janet about whether you need to file an RDA or something. So,
Yes. Yeah.
so anyway, you might contact Ian at Eversource. I think you've spoken with him before about this and the gas pipeline project.
Okay. And do you recall his last name?
No, but I can look because I
Okay.
just spoke with him this morning.
Okay. I've just heard,
Ian Key or Kea.
okay, that doesn't, I mean, I've dealt with so many different people from Eversource, but
He's their project engagement specialist.
Oh, do you have a
He's
phone
their
number?
Is that
he's their community guy.
So
okay.
can you send Janet
Yep,
contact info?
sending it now.
Thanks.
Okay, great. Yes, I will follow up with him.
And let's see, do we have anything else, Janet?
I think that's it.
Okay, well, I think we all want to thank Jim from calling in from his from Spain. And oh, he's already gone. Is he?
Oops.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
well, it's it's like 2 o'clock in the morning for him.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true. Good point. Yeah. So, hearing no objection, tonight's meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
And
you.
it's too bad Sarah
Bye.
wasn't
Good night.
able to be here for
The shortest
pre-9 o'clock
meeting of the year.
I know. Shortest meeting I think I've ever been to.
So, right, I believe so. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Okay,
And
bye.
Bye.
see people on Saturday.
Yep.
So,
That's good.
okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.